But every president has said since Truman that they have the ability to use the military to protect Americans. That's what he doesn't have to have a formal war declaration. So this president has that right, and he's doing the right thing. I mean, Trump is busting his butt to protect American lives. Why don't these Democrats get on board and say, thank God we have a president that quits appeasing these people and protects American lives?
Back to our breaking news out of Iran. Iranian state media now saying the regime has rejected a second round of peace talks, which had been scheduled for this week in Pakistan. So the question is now what? Former Army Special Ops Intel analyst Brett Velicovich is a Fox News contributor and founder of Powerless, and he joins us now. Brett, I still feel like there's a bit of saber rattling happening here, maybe a little for the cameras, maybe a little bit for public consumption, but they'll still want to get to the negotiating table because that's what's best for their people. What say you?
You're exactly right, and this is typical from the Iranian regime, but President Trump's approach here appears simple and effective. Maximum clarity with maximum pressure. He's sending envoys for renewed talks in Pakistan, but at the same time, he's making it clear that if Iran refuses real terms, the consequences are going to be overwhelming, including direct threats to infrastructure and potentially boarding these vessels. And that's exactly how you negotiate with regimes like this. You do not beg for peace. You create conditions where peace is the cheapest option for your enemy. And people keep asking whether boarding ships is too aggressive. No, the aggressive act was Iran mining waterways, threatening commercial vessels, sending drones into oil tankers, and using maritime commerce as a weapon. The United States is going to restore normalcy. And even now, Iran's still trying to block the straits. Tells you everything. You're not dealing with a normal state behavior. You're dealing with economic warfare. This is about choking global energy and extorting the world. So these boarding operations are going to be disciplined. They're going to be lawful, intelligence-driven, and targeted, and it's going to be done with precision. And right now, frankly, America is going to remind the world who keeps the sea lanes open and who pays the price when they close them.
You nailed it right there. Who keeps open the sea lanes? Because this is not just about the U.S. versus Iran. This is about Iran against the entire world system here when they control or attempt to control this pinch area here. And they're trying to extort money from people who have to obviously get their vessels through there. And they've been doing this, by the way, I should point out now for quite some time. They have been bad actors on the international stage. By the way, to say nothing of the fact that they're not only trying to affect global commerce, the regime there has slaughtered tens of thousands of its own citizens. Something has to happen in this administration, unlike the others that we've seen in the recent past, certainly over the past 47 years, seems hell-bent to make something change here and now.
Right. And that's why this idea of the U.S. military boarding and seizing Iran-linked oil tankers in international waters is the exact enforcement of order needed against a regime that has spent decades funding terror, extorting shipping, weaponizing energy markets. But let's be clear, this is not about stopping commerce. It's about stopping extortion. Iran tried to turn the straits into a toll booth for terrorism, demanding money and control over one of the most critical waterways on Earth. About 1/5 of the world's oil runs through that corridor. And when Tehran threatens it, they're not just attacking the U.S., they're holding the global economy hostage. So our response to them is exactly right. No regime gets to charge the world a ransom for economic stability. Freedom of navigation isn't something that America is going to rent from Iran. It's something that we're going to enforce. And officials are saying that the next phase expands beyond the Gulf itself, maybe targeting vessels globally that are ferrying Iran oil and weapon support. That matters because Iran's real lifeline is this network of illicit cash flow movements designed to avoid sanctions. So they've got this shadow fleet. That's how they fund IRGC. That's how they fund Hezbollah. It's this regional chaos machine. And when you cut off the money, the missiles and the drones get quieter. And so this is real enforcement. It's real pressure. Iran understands only one language, which is cost. And right now, the administration is making that cost impossible for them to ignore.
I'd be remiss if I didn't get your perspective on the odds of this week coming up. Is it your sense that we're more likely than not to have continued talks or more U.S. military action, including those bridges and power plants as needed to bring them to heel?
Well, I really hope that this ends in peace. And the reality is I've been studying Iran for many decades, And unfortunately, a lot of times you only have to act from strength. And I think it's important to understand the U.S. is acting from strength here, not panic. We've already seen ships comply with U.S. direction and turn around without a single shot fired, simply because American naval dominance changes behavior before even the conflict starts. But boarding operations are really the next step, because credibility matters. If you announce a sort of this blockade and never enforce it, it becomes a suggestion. But if we enforce it, it becomes policy. The world pays attention, Iran pays attention, and let's give credit where it belongs. U.S. Navy and U.S. Central Command are executing all of this with discipline, not recklessness. This isn't battleships blindly charging forward. It's intelligence-driven operations using ISR, drones, destroyers. We're here to isolate these vessels tied to Iranian revenue streams, and that is what modern maritime dominance looks like in this day and age.
Love having you on the show, Brett Velicovich, as always. You know what? Let me ask you, though, before I let you go, Karg Island, and I know we're out of time, but is it going to be necessary to occupy Karg, do you think?
It's potential. I mean, look, I hope we don't put boots on the ground, but if it's necessary to get the job done and control the money, it's all about that money flow there. And it's all about sending a message really to our adversaries, even all the way from Beijing to Tehran. America's back. We enforce our sanctions, we protect the global economy, and we're going to refuse to let rogue regimes hold the world hostage over oil or missiles, or whatever it takes.
I think that's where we go next. If they don't come to the table here, I think that's there's a high degree of probability that Karg has to be seized. We'll see how it all plays out. Brett Velicovich, terrific analysis. Thank you for your time today.
Thanks, Kevin.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube, and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.